I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and like this video. For today's video, I am going to be talking about my breast augmentation. I have a little special guest right here. This is my first baby. Her name is Molly. Let me turn that around because it had my number. This is my first baby, Molly. I got her 8 years ago. She was a gift. And then a year later, I got my boys. She doesn't really care for me that much anymore. She's more into my mom than she is me. But she was walking in the background, so I decided to pick her up. She's an angel. I named her Molly. Her middle name is Muñeca. So Molly Muñeca. Say hi, Molly. Hi, this is one of my kids. I tried to record a video earlier with my kids and it didn't go so well, but I'm gonna add it on here, probably like a little clip after this. My kids do not listen, so I'm still debating if I want them in my videos, but I definitely want you guys to know about my kids. And I definitely want to introduce them because I might be vlogging and they might come up. So yes, but anyways, for this video I thought I'd talk about my breast augmentation experience, what size I got, and hopefully to answer any questions, because I still do get a lot of questions in my DM about my size, where I went, how did I know, and all this stuff. So I'm gonna kind of just share my experience with you guys, so keep on watching. I used to watch it.
She's bored.
Yes, because I'm bored, I'm gonna watch it.
She plays PUBG every day. And she
Okay.
be mean to us.
Okay.
And she also spanks us.
Okay. What else do I do?
You, in the car when you're driving, you kiss Rafa. And then I put my hand in the middle and then you kiss my hand. Rafa did.
And what do you guys do, huh? Because one of you guys don't know how to clean your butt. Because I find skid marks on your underwears. Who brushes their teeth? Because those toothbrushes are dry every single morning.
I brush my teeth.
Who showers every day? Because I don't see you guys shower. So, oh, you want to talk about me? It's time to talk about you.
No.
Who doesn't listen?
Who stays in their chonies all day?
Yeah, who stays in their chonies all day?
Mom.
Oh, I just stay in my chonies. So, I didn't want to get all this in the back. If you guys don't know, I bought a background. But when I put it in the back, it gives me a lot of contrast. So I need the soft boxes. And they haven't come in yet. So that's why you guys are seeing everything in the back. And I was gonna do it more up close, but since this is a breast augmentation video, and there she goes. Since this is a breast augmentation video, I thought I have like my shoulders and a little bit of breast in here. So you guys might see me in tops like this in a lot of my videos. I promise. I have like so many. They're from Fashion Nova, and where I live in the desert and it is so hot, so I don't like wearing anything. This is like the thing that is like the least clothing, so it totally works for me. So if you guys see it a couple of times, I have multiple colors, I promise you guys. Anyways, so hopefully this video is not all over the place. I'm gonna try and go in order, but I know I'm gonna forget something. So I always knew I wanted to get my boobs done because everyone in my family had breasts and I was like the only one who didn't, and I would always get shit for it and I hated it. But I'm not gonna say I got them because they made fun of me. It was something that I knew I wanted, but I knew I wanted something very natural, something that would fit my body, and something that like I should have had or been born with. I didn't want anything over exaggerating. I didn't want anything crazy. So I finally decided I wanted to get them done, and I had saved up to get them done. So I seen 3 different doctors. So the first doctor I ended up seeing was here where I live, and I live in the Coachella Valley. So it was a doctor in Palm Desert. I ended up seeing him because I went in for Botox that I had purchased off of Groupons, and it was like a last minute thing. Like I didn't have a consult, but I kind of asked if he could see me. So, oh my God, I'm losing breath. I should have brought water. So I was like, okay, yes. He decided to see me. And it's funny because when I talked about it, let me tell you guys this. So when I talked about it, I guess one of the nurses there that worked there, I think she low-key like followed me or knew me. And I was telling her how I knew a couple girls that went to Mexicali, TJ, and they got them done. They got them done for a good price. And I was looking towards going over there. And she told me, she's like, I recommend if you're gonna go and do lipo, do a BBL, go to Mexicali, go to TJ, Tijuana, whatever, you know, go to over there. But she's like, breast, I recommend that you do them in the United States, because there's like certain implants that are FDA approved. And literally, like, I was like, I was still set on, okay, I'm gonna go over there. Like, I'm still gonna go to Mexicali because they look so nice, but let me see this doctor. So I ended up seeing him, and let me tell you, it was the worst experience ever. I totally felt like if he was a perv, and I'm not gonna say I was like, oh my God, I want a girl to do my breast, or a guy. I didn't care who did them, a doctor, girl, guy, nothing. Even with my kids, I can say, like, I know there's some people like, I want a girl doctor versus a guy. I didn't care. So I ended up seeing him, and a couple of things just weren't right to me. Like I said, it was last minute. So, you know, he went ahead and did my Botox, and then we started talking, and he was like, I'm gonna give you a special. He was trying to charge me $7,500 as a special, and I was like, ugh. I'm like, man, because I was hearing in Mexicali and Tijuana, it was only like $3,500. So I'm like, oh my God, that's like more than double. So I was kind of like still an open mind. So he told me that, and he goes, okay, well, let's see. And I told him a couple of people that I knew had like a 400 cc, and he was like, oh yes, that will look perfect on you. That will look so nice. And then he went and he was like, so how old are you? I gave him my age, and he was like, I have a girlfriend that's the same age as you, and she's begging me to do her breasts. She wants me to do them. I haven't had time, but she wants to get her breasts done too, and I would recommend a 400 for her. And I was just like, okay. And then he goes, let me see. And I mean, I was there like literally like como pendeja. Like, he told me, lift up your shirt, and I was like, okay, you know. I lift up my shirt. So I didn't realize it until after I seen other doctors, but I was like so unprofessional. But you know, of course, there I was, and I lifted up my shirt. So then he went and he touched my breast, and he was like, do you have kids? And I was like, yes, I have kids. I have 3 kids. And he was like, yeah, you could tell. And I was like, oh my God, I felt extremely uncomfortable. Him talking about his girlfriend made me feel uncomfortable, and just he started talking about people he dated. So it was so weird. I didn't see him clean his hands. Obviously, he cuffed my breast, and like nothing. And that was it. And he gave me the price, and that was it. So that was my experience. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Mexicali. So I got the number of a doctor that a couple of girls I knew went to, and I asked him if he spoke English. They told me he spoke English, so I was so excited about it. Turns out I end up going, and the papers are in Spanish. They have none in English, so I did not know what I was writing. I understand Spanish more than I can speak. I cannot write Spanish. I cannot read Spanish, nothing. I took my friend Mary. If you guys don't know, on my very first video I uploaded, that is Mary. And supposedly she knew Spanish, could read Spanish, and some shit she couldn't even read either. So I'm like, oh my God, I could be signing my life away. And then I ended up meeting him, and he did not know English. He was so nice, and I told him about me thinking about getting 400cc, and he was like all for it. He's like, yeah, that will look good, you know. And at that time I just wanted my boobs done. Like, I remember I was like, okay, well, let me take them out so you could see them. And he kind of like turned around, so I was a little bit too much for him. But I guess because like the other doctor, I don't know, I mean, when you want something done, I mean, you don't even care. So we ended up talking. He kind of like understood me a little bit. It was just like a lot of nodding and like, okay. And he gave me some sizers. I tried on some sizers. The other doctor didn't give me any sizers, nothing. And I got to touch some implants, and I actually brought some implants home because I told them I wanted to show my family to agree on a size. So that's how that experience went. I ended up leaving that place, and then I ended up coming home, and all my family was home. I told them where I went, you know, I showed them the implants. And I can tell you guys this, if you guys are gonna get your breasts done, let it be your decision. Let yourself pick out the sides. I don't recommend you guys talking about it with your family. I mean, it's good, but sometimes to hear people's opinions, you're just like, ugh. So I'm gonna say some of what I did in my size kind of based off on a lot of my family, because the size that I wanted, they were like, oh, it's gonna be too big, you're gonna see veins, it's gonna look so fake, you're gonna see like ripples and all this, and it was so scary, so scary. So that's how that went. And then I was like, I'm gonna do it. I told my mom, I told my sister and my family, and my mom and my sister were both like, why don't you see a doctor here where we live, someone here in like the US? So they were definitely pushing me to see someone here in the US. So I finally like agreed. I remember hearing on a radio station about a doctor, but like I was never too quick to write the number down or get the name. So I ended up like researching, found the person, scheduled an appointment, and right off the back, my experience was amazing. Like, from the two other doctors that I had seen, I like literally got pampered with this person. So the doctor I ended up going with, her name is Dr. Natalie Dreesen. I scheduled my appointment, well, my consultation, and immediately I was greeted, immediately I was welcomed. I was, when I got there, I was taken to the back. I got to talk with a girl who was like the care coordinator. She told me, I mean, she had implants as well. We got to talk about it, different things, you know. It was very comforting. And then I got to try on sizers. I was given a robe. I got to like remove my top and be in a robe. She measured me. She answered all my questions. I let her know about my experiences with my other doctors. And when I say she measured me, she gave me a little bit more of an idea of what would be within my body frame. So I absolutely love that. And I mean, she was all for, you know, it's your decision, whatever you choose. I'm just gonna give you what's in between your body frame, but it's your decision. So I was telling her about my experiences, and I was telling her how a girl from the doctor's office, like that was here, had told me about like the implants and stuff like that. So basically, when I say like that the girl told me that it was better that I would do it here in the United States because some are FDA approved. By that being said, so my doctor explained to me that the people in like Mexicali and Tijuana, they can get their implants from wherever. They can be from China, they could be from Russia. Like, I'm just throwing out some names out there, but they can be from anywhere that are not FDA approved, and half the time you don't even know where your implants are coming from. So that kind of scared me. So basically the way they described it to me is you can buy either the Kylie Jenner lip kit, or you can go and get a fake one from the Callejones, you know, like from, I want to say like a swap meet. So it was basically, they explained it to me like that, and I was like, oh my God, it all makes sense. I finally get it. Like, yes, I don't want them putting something random inside me. And it's funny because now when I ask people that got their breasts done like over there, I'm like, oh, you know, can your card and this, and they're like, oh, mine came in a box, and that they brought home a box. Because I'll ask them what size did they get, and they're like, oh, I asked for a D. And I'm like, okay, but how many cc's? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, well, it should say it on your card. And they're like, oh, I didn't get a card, I have a box, I have a pink box. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, if anyone got their boobs outside and they're amazing, they probably are amazing. You know, it was just something like a risk I couldn't take since I do have kids. So I was like, you know what, I'd rather play it safe, pay the full price, than to save $1,000 or $2,000. That being said, I did work at the doctor's office of the lady that did my breasts. I ended up getting hired there, and I ended up working with her, and I seen a lot of crazy stuff. I heard a lot of crazy stories of people trying to go elsewhere to get things done cheaper, and it went horribly wrong. So just letting you guys know, if you guys ever decide to do your breast, if you guys are ever thinking about anything, definitely do your research. Now I'm going to tell you guys about my size. So I went with a 385 cc. I love my boobs, my breasts, however you want to say it. I do wish I went bigger. I know. That's why I say I think it's best that you guys do your research. So I was so scared of them being so big that, you know, I was trying to go smaller. I did ask a couple of influencers that have their breasts done, like Jenny, Elsie, and Alondra. I asked what size they got, and not knowing, you know, well, they did end up giving me their height and stuff, but I was just more or less looking at how their breasts looked, and I was like, oh my God, I want them like that, you know? Yet we're not the same frame, we're not the same height. I'm tall. So I kind of went for a lower size, and I think I should have did a bigger size. So let me tell you guys this, okay? So, I mean, I think Jenny and Alondra, everyone has a video out there. I don't know if I'm mistaken or, you know, but Elsie's more of my height. And when she told me what size she got, I was like, that's way too much. That's a lot. And now I think I should have got that size versus me getting a size that Alondra and Jenny got. I kind of regret the size that I got, since I do want to go bigger, only because I don't have as much cleavage as I wanted. So I'm just wearing a plain top. They are not big. I don't have cleavage. I am not wearing a bra, nothing. And I'm gonna go ahead and push them up, but I wish they were a little bit rounder and more up, and they're not. Before, I would wear a bigger bra than I normally had. So when I would like wear it, I looked normal. Well, not normal, but like a shirt, like everything was the same. So now that I have boobs and I wear a shirt, I look like the same before, because before I would wear a bigger bra, if that makes sense. It's just now my bra's filled up. Anyways, so I would definitely recommend that you guys do your research. I got silicone. I did not get saline. Some girls get saline because it gives like a more higher profile, like more round. I knew I didn't want that. I knew I wanted something natural. My breasts absolutely fit my body. I feel like if I were to go bigger, like I said before, my family does have like a big back, broad shoulders, so I would have felt really heavy in my chest area. So I am a little bit happy with my size, but I got a 385. I probably should have did like a 400, which normally a couple of people had told me that, or maybe like a size bigger, or I believe Elsie got a 450. I probably would have been so happy with that, but I mean, it happened. Sometimes I look back at it and all I have to do is go to the restroom. I lift up my shirt and I'm like, hey, I have boobs. I'm happy. I didn't have them before. And it's so funny because I told you guys I used to work for the doctor that did my breasts. It's so funny because when I went to her, I was like, I want something natural. I don't want anything big. I don't want to look like a stripper. I don't want to look like a porn star. I want to look normal. I want to look like a mom. And I do. I look normal. And now I'm like, I want to look like a stripper. I want them to be big. But I mean, I think when you see how easy it is to do cosmetic surgery, you know, you want more. And I'm very understanding on those people that like go outrageous and go crazy. Like, you see how easy it is that you're like, okay, I don't like this. Let me do this. Let me do that. So definitely I recommend you guys, you know, be careful, find a good doctor. There's so many good doctors out there, and there's some that aren't, and I think it revolves a lot on your decision. I know Annette came out with a video where her boobs were basically like a uniboob, and I remember noticing that, and I can admit I didn't want mine to look like that, but I think when some people decide to go bigger than their body frame, like they end up being too close, and you get that. And it's crazy, like going back to different people that I talked with that do have their boobs done. I believe her name is Salt on Instagram. She's so tiny. I mean, I haven't seen her personally, but she looks tiny, and I believe she got like a 200 and something. And it's crazy, by that being said, like, because she has a tinier frame. So when you are picking out your size, I recommend you ask people that are your height, your weight, your size. That's how you're gonna get to know what you wanted. Because when I would look up 385 online, I would see all these girls with like huge breasts, and I was like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't do it. I was almost gonna do a 360. And now I'm thinking about it, and I can't imagine if I did a 360, because it probably would have not looked like I even got my breasts done. But I definitely recommend you guys do your research and everything. My scars look amazing. I didn't keloid, I didn't anything. I got it under my breast. I was gonna do around my areola, but I didn't, and my scars look amazing. So if you guys have any questions that I didn't answer, please comment down below. I might do like a part 2 of like the whole experience afterwards, because this video looks like it's gonna be a little bit long. So maybe I'll do a part 2. So if you guys have any questions, then I'll answer them in the next video. And I'll definitely show you pictures in the next video of the way that my scars look. I'm already going on a year and a half, I believe, since I got them done, and I love them. I mean, besides wishing I went bigger, I love them. I'm happy. I feel like I have the breast I should have been born with. So really, like, it's a blessing. I'm happy that I got it done. I know that there's some people that can't afford to get it done, but you guys need to save your coins and do what makes you happy. You gotta do something for yourself. So it was a big decision, but I did it. I hope you guys like this video. I wanna say give it a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe if you guys haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video.